With webinar software, the independents are coming, and they come with a wide variety of software for us to consider. Let's take a look. In previous videos, I identified and explained the differences between the 4 different types of webinar platforms. If you haven't seen those videos, the links are below and I recommend you have a look. But if you've decided that the independents are worth considering, then this video is for you. In this video, we're going to do a flyby tour of 4 of the independent offerings. We're going to have a look at ClickWebinar, anymeeting, ReadyTalk, and Onstream.
Now it's time to play ball.
Welcome to the first of our independents. This is ClickWebinar. A lot of good things to report about ClickWebinar. Firstly, the ability to customize your interface. So here we're in discussion mode where you've got opportunity for chat and discussion down here, but also lots and lots of windows, lots of eye candy for the visual learners to look at while you're doing your presentation. We can change that very easily just by clicking here, and we can change it to a presenters only mode where we're just talking with the other presenters in effectively a green room beforehand. A question and answer mode where we give open rein to the participants to ask questions, listen only where they can only listen and won't be able to activate their microphones, and the discussion mode, which is the one we're in here. So lots of options there and lots of options in fact as to how we customize the positions of these windows as well. Now at the moment we're showing a whiteboard, and that's the focus of what we're doing here. It's very easy to jot something down on the whiteboard. Away we go. If we want to write something in text, we can do that just like this. The colors are very easy to change as well. If we want to change the color to something else, away we go. If we don't like what we've written, just hit the trash can and clear the whole page. Done. So a good way to present content to our participants and get them to contribute as well through this whiteboard. The chat is here as we mentioned earlier. Hello world, and that gets added. It can be a moderated chat or an unmoderated chat at our discretion, which is excellent as well. It gives options for everyone. The attendee list is over here. Our participants can get our attention by raising their hand, and you'll see the little hands pop up next to their names, or ask us to speak louder, speak softer. They need assistance. Throw us a life buoy. They can do all of those things, or just clear their status as well. When I'm speaking, you can see that the microphone is moving. Slight delay on it, but gets the job done so everyone can see who is currently speaking, whether it's one of the presenters if there's multiple presenters, or if it's one of the attendees. Now, what I like particularly about ClickWebinar is that we can do a lot of the planning, a lot of the preparation in advance. So by the time we turn on to start the webinar, a lot of our materials are at very easy reach. For example, here I've set up a bunch of tabs along the top with content that I might use during the webinar. So for example, a YouTube video. We'll just play a few seconds of that.
Platforms.
Okay, so you can see that the YouTube video runs very smoothly. We can set up in advance. We're not messing around during the webinar trying to set up access to this clip. Similarly, if we've got a PowerPoint presentation or PDF slides, etc., we can just fill a window with that. In this case here, I've got a portrait copy of a PDF document, but could easily be landscape that fills that window, and we could move through our PowerPoints as easily as just clicking on these different page numbers. How cool is that? It's awesome. And surveys and polls, we can set those up in advance as well. Here we've got one with a quick question for our participants. They do their votes. When we've had enough of the voting and we've got the votes in to our satisfaction, we can end the voting, we can close the survey, and we can easily move on to whatever other content we want. You are able to share your desktop with ClickWebinar as well. So we'll just show you how that's done. There is an application that you install in advance as a presenter, enabling you to do this. So it's starting to look for it now. While that's happening, we're going to go to the relevant window that we want to share with the folks. It's this one here, which is basically my YouTube page. Let's choose full screen, and we'll see here on the window on the side what our participants are going to see, which is the YouTube page. I can easily click in there and go to other pages and take them for a bit of a web tour if I like. To exit out of that, one way to do that is just to duck back to the page we're at and hit end sharing. And all of a sudden that stops. Everyone comes back to the original page. Maybe back to the whiteboard if I so choose. So you can see there's lots of options. This is ClickWebinar. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Welcome inside anymeeting. Let's take a little bit of a tour and have a look around. Look, anymeeting, the information that we probably want to look at is either on the left-hand side for the presenters, or there's also some information up the top of the screen. Let's start with the information on the left and see what's here. Firstly, we've got these attendees. We can look at the list of attendees and see what they're doing and who's in the room. We can see who's got their webcam on at the time, how many online, etc. We can quick mute everyone with just that press of that obvious button, which is very handy. And also we can do a couple of things here. We can lock the meeting so no one else is allowed to come in, or also we can stop that annoying ding, 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 ding that happens with some webinar programs as people arrive and enter the webinar room. So I like that functionality as well. Down the bottom here is the chat. You can see that we can type all sorts of things into the chat as we move through it. We can turn off our mic here.
Your line is now muted. Your line is now unmuted.
And anymeeting lets me know exactly what's going on, as you can hear. We can also switch off the webcam here. And when we do that, we get this little message giving us some extra options as to what we might do instead. So we'll turn the webcam back on again. And you can see that everything comes on and off very quickly with anymeeting. This is the desktop where we can share our desktop, what's underneath the program on our screen. In this case here, I've got a page from my website up. So that's very easy to access as well. We can pause that and look at something that's on the screen, or we can simply stop screen sharing and move on. We'll do that. We've got the record button here in a fairly obvious place, so we need to remember to hit the record button if we're going to record our webinar for viewing later on or for replay purposes. Then there's the mysterious more. There's some very cool stuff that anymeeting has hiding under this more. So click more and have a look. Firstly, that's where we can share our slides. We can upload a PowerPoint or PDF file into anymeeting, which is great. I do prefer webinar systems where you can upload the files before you start the webinar, so that you don't have to mess around swapping in and out of screens. It's all there, easy to see. I do like that functionality. Also under the more function, we can play a YouTube video. This is very cool, being able to grab a video off YouTube and be able to look at it while you're in the webinar. I've already put the URL of the video we want to watch in here before we got started with this recording. Let's play the video and have a quick look at it.
What is webinar software? Tonight, let's find out from the inside.
Okay, I did say we'd have a quick look, so that covers that. We can close that off now. You can see that it plays quite well. We've also got options here to take meeting notes if we want, and we can share these meeting notes with our participants or have them for presenters only, whichever way we want to go. And here we can put some private notes, such as Harry needs more help, something that will be emailed to us at the end of the meeting. How cool is that? We can invite more people. We can customize our background. In fact, the background here I put together within a minute, just prior to going on air with you now, and also added this logo as well. It has functionality to do both of those things within anymeeting. Change the audio options, switch to phone, lots of different options with anymeeting. It's a very tidy program. It's been around quite a while. I've heard a lot of positive things about it and had good experience with it myself. So very happy with it. Seems to work really well. That is anymeeting.
And welcome to ReadyTalk. All right, let's open up the main conference controls here. We've got our webcam on, but bring up the main conference control so we can see what we want to display. And what's interesting about ReadyTalk is there's no menus along the top with drop-down menus or anything like that. Everything is contained in this panel of options here, and we can see our participants here. Down further we can see some audio controls if we need to change the way that our audio is being presented. And here we have a chat panel, so pretty simple down the bottom here. We can select a chat recipient, a specific person, or broadcast to all. And let's broadcast to all. Hey everyone, and that'll be automatically displayed to everyone. ReadyTalk likes to call the person who's presenting the webinar the chairperson. Sounds very significant to me. Now what's interesting is down the bottom here, we can insert and manage various things. We can insert slides, polls, video, and this can all be done in advance of the presentation, which is perfect. In this case here, I've already preloaded a video, so we'll hit play and watch that video run.
The starting point for choosing good webinar software is to understand the 4 different types of.
Okay, so you can see that happens very, very smoothly, very, very quickly. The trick is to preload the video before you start your presentation, let it fully load up. Similar thing with presentations, ReadyTalk comes with some pre-assembled presentation slides for you. So we just double click on that as the secret, double click, and that starts running through those slides. How cool is that? Too easy. It also has some whiteboard features as well. So you can see there's some options here. We can start drawing away and use this as a canvas as well. And of course, it's very easy to load up polls as well. We can insert a poll, create it on the fly, or we could have done that beforehand. This is the button here to create a new poll. So we can create a new poll. We could have done that before we went live. Very easy to do. So ReadyTalk is a very simple interface in the sense that, yes, we do want to continue. It's very simple in the sense that everything is here. You can preload all your material here. You've got options here. You can disable your webcam, so we can turn that off from the conference center here. Disabling, do we want to disable? Yes, we do. We can stop the meeting whenever we like, and we can see who's got their hands raised and who's in the room over in this panel here. Chat here, specific panel for questions, and to have a look at the ones that are answered. So a lot to like about ReadyTalk, a very simple interface, works beautifully, and I love that you can preload your presentations and videos as well, and that they work beautifully. So that is a ReadyTalk. This is Onstream. Let's take a look. Onstream provides a few different options of layouts. We might look at that first off, and you'll find that up in the Workspace tab. So just the 3 tabs at the top. You can see that it's a very handy interface. You've got the different windows positioned around the screen, and then you've also got a series of icons here which are easy to work out what they want. You just click on them, just hover on top of them, and you can see exactly what it is straight away. And the graphics nice and colourful, I like that. But if we click on Workspace here, you can see that we're currently in what's called the conference view. If we can change that, we can go to presentation view, in which case the focus is on the presentation element rather than the person. And the other native option here is the discussion view, which facilitates good discussion. You've got a nice big chat panel and place for shared notes as well. So with the chat, as usual, it's pretty straightforward. You just type something in there and it pops up straight away. I love that about the independents, how quick and responsive they are with their chats. We can send the message to all or to the moderators as we see fit. Very straightforward. Now I might pop back to the conference view again and just, actually I tell a lie, I want to go to the presentation view, and there's a couple of things here that I just want to highlight. First off, there are various other options we can add in terms of windows. So in Workspace here you'll see various ones that you can bring in. We've got poll, for example, so if we want to run a poll we can bring up a poll. Here's one that I prepared earlier, and it's pretty simple. There's the options, the question, the options. Click open and it opens up the poll, and as everyone puts in their votes we can view the votes. Not much happening from anybody at the moment because there's no one else here except me, and the votes come up. When it's finished, click finish, and it's pretty straightforward. You explain the results to everyone, pretty straightforward. We can make that go away very easily by clicking on the little X and bring it back just as easily as we brought it in the first place. So that's the polling feature. You'll see there's a special notes option as well. We did see that briefly before when we were in the discussion view layout, but you can bring that up during any of the layouts as well. All right, we can customize it and then save the current view however we like. So lots of options in terms of how we customize it. You'll see there's a nice big whiteboard that we've got here at the moment, so we can grab it, draw lots of shapes, have a little bit of fun, put in some text. When it stops thinking, here we go. Yes. If we don't like one of the shapes, well, we can delete an object. Let's highlight that one, delete it. Oh, don't like them all. fine, erase the whole whiteboard and get rid of them all, so they're gone. Too easy. Place to see the participants, and with chat we've already talked about. One of the things I like about Onstream here is this little button. It seems very, just sits there very quietly, says online, but if you click on that, you'll see there's lots of options for you and the participants to communicate your feelings and what you want, including the good old applause, or I'm away. So that's handy. You can clear the status and it just goes back to that default online. Now, one of the things I really like about Onstream is that in this big white panel, you've got your options for your whiteboard. You can also pre-upload content. The way to do that is to click on the plus. You can share your screen, whatever you want. You can pick out a document, including something from URL, such as a media file or a Flickr photo, or select a whiteboard. In my case here, before we started this broadcast, I've got the whiteboard. I've downloaded a PDF that's sitting there ready to view, and also got a YouTube video that's all ready to go as well.
In my previous video, I introduced the 4 different types of webinar platforms.
I like it. I like that. I love that you can preload the content. That makes it really easy. It could almost be like a session plan where you're following yourself across these tabs. Makes it very easy for you to present the content you want. There's also the buttons up here I mentioned earlier. Stop my camera. I'm now gone. You can also show the media library, which pops in on the right-hand side here, which shows all the media that you've pre-saved. That's where I got the PDF from before. You've also got options to start sharing my screen and recording, including currently they're doing beta testing on saving a native MP4 format. Great idea. Stick with that Onstream. And then here, there's an option here too to show you how your connection's going, which is really cool as well. And if you're having some problems, just have a look at it and see what's happening. It's a nice little tidy program, lots to like. That is Onstream.
If you'd like more information to help you with the decision to choose another webinar platform, whether it's your first one or changing from an existing one, then please download my free guide, my Webinar Platforms Guide. You'll find a link below. It's designed to help you fast-track your decision in terms of choosing a new software provider. You'll find links to all of the independent providers we've covered today, and also links directly to their pricing pages as well, and information, in fact, about all of the 4 webinar platforms. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and have an awesome day.